Alright, good morning, Inspiring Illuminators. It is me, Jennifer Engel, your subconscious coach. And here I am doing a Jaunt with Jen on Martin Luther King Day. I didn't think I was going to do a Jaunt with Jen. I didn't even think I was going to jaunt or take a walk. But then I realized I do have the day off, and I do have the freedom, and I hadn't been walking for the past week. And so today was a day to get out there and take care of myself and my health. And I was thinking about a concept. The concept is fate versus free will. And so I'm just going to do a little jaunt. Thank you for joining me today and possibly listening to my thoughts on these topics. So it also does kind of go along with Martin Luther King Jr. I posted this morning, my favorite speech of his is the Mountaintop Speech, actually. And one of the most profound things about that speech is that, he says, I want to live a life of longevity, but I'm not worried about that now. I just want to do God's will. He's like, I've been to the mountaintop, and I don't know if I'm going to get there with you, but I've seen the promised land. And the irony, the fate, mirrored his speech. He was shot not long after that. Yet, here we are today, celebrating free will. Other cultures being able to celebrate freedom more because of his actions. So, I think a little bit differently than a lot of people, and I think very deeply. And another thing that I posted earlier this week is a poet is nothing more than someone with a lot of time getting lost in their own thoughts. And I think because I was a sick only child, I have tons of time to get lost in my own thoughts and just think about the world. And like I said, some people are fascinated by different things. Ever since I was young, I was fascinated about the spirit world, the subconscious, the other side. So here's my understanding, and again, use it or lose it, I like to say. See if it rings true for you or not. And if it doesn't, great. Maybe it was just, oh, that was interesting. Or maybe it opened your mind to just think a little differently. So, a little bit of background. If you've listened to me at all, or if you haven't, I believe in the juxtaposition, where two seemingly opposite concepts can coexist in the same place, space, and time. I think the movie Home, like Mad Sad or something like that, where you can feel multiple feelings at once, kind of talked about that. In addition, I believe in balance, and that is a term that I've decided to focus on for 2022. 2, each side of the scale. Balance. So, I believe there is no debate if there is free will or fate. I believe in the juxtaposition that fate and free will coexist in the same place and space at the same time, kind of, in order to create some sort of balance and or lessons that we're supposed to learn. So, what is fate? and what is free will. Now, I've gotten these ideas from a wide variety of places and sources, but more importantly, I've gotten them from my own experience. So what generally happens is I'll have an experience, God, the universe, whatever, sends a teaching to me, and I go, oh, that's what that was about. Or sometimes I don't even really get the teaching until I keep having the experiences again. And then it's like, oh, that's what it was talking about. Okay, so free will. I believe that we have the power to create our own reality on one hand. And what I mean by that is we have the power to make our own choices, obviously. I believe that through dedication and devotion, doing meditation, however it works for you, moving or not, to use that time to clean up and organize our subconscious, to scan ourselves to see if there's any fear, anger, guilt, insecurity. And then I pretend I'm like the Wizard of Oz and change it into courage and stuff when I'm in meditation. Because to me, that's the same thing as taking a shower or brushing your teeth. And to me, cleaning up my subconscious is even more important. Because from what psychologists and things tell us is that our subconscious guides, it depends on the numbers, 94, 96, 98% of what we do. So to me, that is the most important thing, to clean up and organize. And I'm writing a book of poetry kind of talking all about that. And then I also wrote Highest Possibility States, because I just think it is so important. So I just try to get out there what I learned about that topic. Now, with that said, science is also starting to show us that our gut, our heart, as well as our mind has neurons in them that remember, that hold on to memory. In addition, they are electromagnetic, and they literally send a signal about 6 feet from our body. That's why sometimes when you are sitting next to someone or you pass them in the hallway or whatever, you might get a flash of feeling or a thought. Because you're actually, if your guard is down, this is really what mind reading is. It's not actually reading someone's mind. The universe speaks in feelings and in images. And we do that naturally. We don't have to learn it. It's instinctive. Like birds knowing when to fly south in the winter and things. But we don't know it. We forgot that we have that power. Just try it sometime. Or see if you can experience it when your walls are down. So, about 6 feet around us, if nobody is in our space, that's what we control. We also can control, okay, this is where I might actually contradict myself. We can control how we react to situations. Okay? Now, with that said, I believe the fate part. So, there's some spiritual teachings out there. One of them is called transurfing. some old school, new agey, esoteric teachers talk about it. NEVILLE, GODDARD, something Vladimir. They kind of talk about this idea of a script. And I've experienced this. So, here's the way I understand it. This is the fate part. Each person at their subconscious core has almost like a natural flow or feeling. Each person also holds within their mind, their heart, and their gut a picture, an image, a judgment of the people and experiences they've had with those people within them, okay? So the way that I like to look at it is imagine that we are MP3 players, okay? Or we are like SoundCloud or Spotify, or fill in whatever music thing you use. Now, this might be a little bit more old school than new school. But us old school people, and I still do this today, create playlists. Okay? So I have a friend who has the Everything Awesome playlist. And I have something like that too, like all my favorite songs playlist. Now that's the music that is playing at my soul's core throughout my heart and mind. Not just when I listen to the playlist, but often I'll be walking along and I'll have those songs stuck in my head. The other way you can look at it is the tone of those songs, is at a person's core. So a person's core could sound country, it could sound heavy metal, it could sound classical, okay? But in addition to the Everything Awesome playlist, or all your favorites, you have playlists for your romantic partner, for your children, for your coworkers, for your community members, for various family members, okay? So you have those playlists stored within your subconscious and within your heart and your gut and your memory and your mind. Okay? Now, those other people also have playlists, or a specific playlist for you. Okay? Alright, so the free will is creating your playlist when you're alone. Okay, the fate part comes in when two people or more come within less than 6 feet of each other, because that's when the electromagnetic fields begin to blend and merge. So now I'm just going to keep it simple and talk about two people, okay? But then use your inferencing skills to rank it up to 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Okay? And maybe I will try to paint that picture in your mind too. Alright, so the free will is we are creating these playlists within our subconscious. First, for ourselves and how we generally feel and experience the world. And every time we are with someone, we are creating a playlist for them, specifically in our subconscious, but also within our mind, body, and heart, physically. And we add and subtract songs based on the experiences we have with that person. Okay? Your playlist for that person may sound similar to or totally different than the playlist they have for you. So here's what I've experienced. The free will part, and it doesn't have to be a person. You could be creating a playlist about an experience in general, a playlist for work, a playlist for your hobby, a playlist for exercise, a playlist for daily self-care, whatever it is, okay? You get the idea. What happens, but more specifically with people, I think, because I think you can still have free will and control over the playlist you have about experiences. Because those experiences are just your reflection of what you expect to see. Where I think the fate comes in is with another person or living being. Because another person or a living being has created their own playlist about what they expect or think or feel about you. Okay? So now, when two living beings, two human beings come together, you have a mashup. Probably one of the most famous mashups right now that I can just think of off the top of my head is Old Town Road. You have like country and kind of rap blending together, okay? So think of a famous mashup song that you like. That is the fate part. So the way I understand it is once these two songs, music, vibrations come together, a script is created. A record is put on. And that record, that song, has to play out as is. Until the song, the record, the script is over, you leave that place in space, and then when you're alone, back to free will, you may or may not adjust the playlist. Add a song, take away a song, make the tone change a little bit. But the key is both beings have to do that. So if one being is reflective and trying to tune up an out of tune song, but the other being is not being reflective and staying out of tune, if you will, no matter how much one person tries to tune up the fate of the script, it's still not going to fully work. Okay? So, to kind of wrap things up, free will, in my mind, in my experience, is when you are alone. When you are alone, you're creating a playlist of everything for yourself, as well as various playlists for all experiences and all people that you interact with. It's a lot of playlists. And then the fate part is when you come into contact with that other living being, the playlist, the songs, mash up. And they're either going to be divinely harmonious or they're going to be way out of tune. Okay? But once the electromagnetic vibration, the record is put on, there's literally a script that must be played out until the experience is over. Except if one or both people in the script are saying, wait, things are getting out of tune, and they tell the director, cut, pause. So there is possibility for the tune, the script, to be rewritten in the moment, but that really takes one or both people being fully aware that the script can change. And it takes both people to be willing to change the script in the moment and over time. Okay? So then that is where free will can even still play a part within fate. Alright, so the other thing about fate, really quickly, in my mind, is everything is electromagnetic. And we are like dolphins and whales. We don't realize we send out a sonar with our thoughts and feelings. Our thoughts and feelings on a subconscious level, and you could even get into the deepest part of brainwaves. They're finding that we have even more brainwaves than 4 or 5. And what I'm finding is that the lowest, deepest brainwave, that's where we're all connected. That's that spooky action at a distance, because down there, we aren't distanced at all. We're connected. And so the fate part is, you might be sending out a signal. Maybe it's like, I want a partner, okay? And even though you're thinking, I want a partner, or I want this kind of experience, deep down, you're feeling, but I don't deserve it. But I'm actually kind of afraid to have a partner because of what happened in the past. And so you don't get a partner, because it's really your thoughts and beliefs that you send out. And then the subconscious says, oh, well, you don't really want a partner because you're afraid, so I'm not going to send you a partner. Okay? So the fate part also, not only does the script play when 2 people are together, but also a script can play out when you're sending out a sonar, a signal, and you probably don't even realize you're doing it. And then, maybe on the other side, you say, oh, I really want to have this experience. I think it would be fun. I think blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, the experience pops up. That's the fate part also. But one could argue it was brought on by free will. But most people aren't really aware of what their thoughts and feelings are. They're just kind of on autopilot and going throughout the day, and they have no clue what they keep in their subconscious. Okay? So, if you want more control of your life, then I would recommend practicing mindfulness, letting thoughts come and go like clouds or like cars on a street. Don't jump out in front of it and get hit. Don't run after it and get tired and whatever. I would practice meditation, which to me is literally just tuning up your body, literally. Your body's made of water and vibrations. Put on your favorite playlist of everything and tune your body up. Visualization. This is more, I think, what people call meditation, where you daydream. And then soul search, right? Another way that I like to do it is almost like scanning your body. Do I feel anything in there that's off? And sometimes, well, all the time, your body will store it in your tissues. I had this happen this weekend. I could feel pain. A lot of times for me, it's between my shoulder blades on my back. Sometimes it can be in your stomach. And then what I do is I push really, really hard. Like I'll put my feet somewhere so I can use my feet to push my back into a really solid object. And then that causes that emotion to be released from your body, generally in the form of tears. But tears, water is memory, and it's emotion. And so you're literally releasing those memories and those emotions from your tissue in your body so that you can make more room for things that are better. So I hope this talk has enlightened someone today. My understanding of the difference between fate and free will. In order to have the most power and control, again, keep practicing that mindfulness. Keep tuning up your body with your awesome playlist of everything. And then at least in the morning, visualize how you want your day to go. And in the evening, reflect how it went and kind of be like an editor of your own video. Keep what you like. Rewrite the script of what you don't like. When you're around other people, pay attention to the vibe. If it's a good vibe, you can just let the record play. If you're picking up some disharmony, remember, you are the director. You're one of the directors, and you can say, stop, cut. Can we rewrite or fix this scene? In that aspect, I think we have more free will than we have fate. I think fate comes in when we're unconscious, when we just let things come into us and out of us and just have the experience, and we don't reflect, and we don't change, and we don't tune up. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. You can use or lose any part of this Jaunt with Jen. I'm impressed if you're still with me. And I hope that you have a magical Monday, a mountaintop Monday. Maybe take some time to go up to your own mountaintop today and see what you want your promised land to look like and what playlist you can start creating first for yourself, and maybe even physically look at your playlists and delete any song that doesn't sound like the songs you want played in your promised land. Okay? Alright, I hope that this has helped someone today so that you can use your own vibes to first help yourself and then help those around you. Because now more than ever, our world really needs a tune-up. Peace and blessings.